All right, welcome back for part 3 of the top bar beehive construction. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, I will put a link to the series at the top. You'll see it pop up along the top there, or the little eye in the corner, whichever corner it's in. So this has been kind of sitting on ice or in the garage for the last almost 9 months or so. I didn't get it finished last year. We didn't get bees, and so there was no rush on it. But now we're getting bees. We've got them ordered, and we should be able to pick them up in about 2 weeks, so I need to get it done. I've got just a few kind of minor things to finish. We need to put a roof on the beehive. We need to get all of our top bars made and ready to go with that. We also need to put some type of a screen in the bottom of this, drill our holes for the entrance, and we've got a few other things to do down the road, like building a feeder and dividers and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to save that for kind of a later video. That's not really part of the main construction. So, but I'll take you in here and show you what I have prepped and ready to go, and we'll get started in putting this together. Okay, so I've had time to get a few things kind of prepped and cut here. So this is the two ends of our top bar beehive roof, and I just kind of decided on the pitch based on the wood that I had. This has a little bit of a square end to it so that we can connect the two roof pieces together with these supports. These supports have been cut at a angle that matches the roof pitch here, so I just ran it through the table saw at whatever angle matched to get these runners. And this is all just scrap wood, so nothing that I paid for with any of this. This is part of that picnic table end legs or something, and so it's got some dowels in it and stuff. I think that's fine. I think it'll look kind of neat anyway. You know, real rough wood. These are two pieces that were joined together, and I showed this technique in other earlier videos of the beehive, but in this one I just used dowels I drilled holes between the two pieces of wood, stuck a dowel in there with some wood glue, and then clamped it together. And this is a very, very strong joint. So that's what we have, and we're going to go ahead and sheet the top of this with a piece of real cheap 1/2-inch pine plywood that will be covered with some type of a stain I haven't purchased yet. So that'll be something down the road. I'll coat that with a deck stain or something outdoor, so it'll seal it all up. So we'll go ahead and get this countersunk and screwed together. All right, so for all of our top bars, I'm actually using pallet wood. These are a bunch of slats that I made for our square foot garden beds, or our garden beds this year, that were a little too short to use in the garden bed. I kind of made a few mistakes. So I have lots of these extra 3 or 4-inch slats left over. And so I'm gonna rip these down. The width that I'm gonna use is 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna do 1.5 inches wide, and these are about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch thick, and they're usually, most of them are oak, so they're pretty strong. I think that they'll be fine. And so there's lots of different information out there about how wide your top bars should be. 1.5 inches is probably the largest, I would say. They may even need to be a little bit smaller than that. I'm going to start with 1.5 inches. If I need to rip them down a little bit, I can always do that. So, but anyway, I'm just going to clean these up a little bit, get a fresh edge on them, and then cut them all down to 1.5 inch strips on my super fancy $5 garage sale table saw. Okay, so the roof is designed so that it's a little bit wider than the actual beehive itself. So I've got about an inch or 3/4 of an inch overhang here. All of my top bars are going to fit right into the roof cavity itself. And so we'll be able to close the roof, and that will align everything up just right once I get the hinges and everything on the roof. So these are the top bars that we're using. And before I get the roof finished, I'll go ahead and show you how I'm getting these top bars made. Okay, so I've got a stop block set up on my chop saw here, and I'm just cutting all these to length. I'm also putting a 15 degree bevel on each of these top bars, so that as the roof shuts, it will kind of force them all to line up, so that it's just a little bit easier to get them all straight in underneath the roof there. So I'm just cutting off the excess of one end, so I have a nice clean cut, and then taking that down to my stop block and cutting it to the final length. Okay, so we're on the back side of the hive here, and I have a piece of scrap from that picnic table that's all glued together just to make it a little bit wider, and I have it cut on an angle here to match the side of the hive. I've got some holes pre-drilled and countersunk very deeply here on this, just so I can get a good screw in here horizontally. And this is just going to be mounted on the side of the hive. This is the landing or launch pad for the bees, and the access holes will be 3 of them, about 2 inches or 2.5 inches apart here, spaced evenly on the side. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for the third installation of the Beehive series. I was really trying to get all the bits and pieces finished in this last video, but it looks like we're going to have another one. That's all right. I'm not going to be able to get back out here and work on this for probably another week, and I want to get the video footage I have up so you guys can see what's going on. But I'm real happy with how it turned out. I mean, it's real solid. There's a few tweaks and adjustments that I need to make with the lid, and I still need to finish all of the top bars and get the little center pieces in those and beeswax. I'll probably do a video on just that alone, because that's a whole nother thing. I have to build a feeder, putting the wire mesh in the bottom. I still need to do that. Building some type of support to hold the lid open and things like that. So there's just a lot of little bits and pieces that need to be finished. But I've got 2 weeks before our bees come, and so hopefully we'll be able to get it done by then anyway. But hopefully you guys found this informational. I'm sorry that it took so long to get back to the Beehive from last year. So for those of you guys who have stuck with it since then, man, I really appreciate that, and hopefully you get some good ideas from this. I'm no bee expert, but I've done some research, and this is kind of what I've come up with. So questions or comments, guys, throw them down below. It makes a huge difference for me, and it really helps motivate me when I get those questions and feedback from the video. So throw that stuff down below if you get a second. Hit thumbs up, right now. Reach down, hit thumbs up. That makes a huge difference too for the video as well. So subscribe to the channel, guys, if you are not already, and follow along to all the good stuff we have coming up. Summer is our busiest season of the year for all things simple suburban living. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.